It's quiz time. Do you know what the top 5 saltwater fish caught in North Carolina are? Get your pencils ready. This is going to be fun.
Hi there, Bill Hitchcock, your unshaven, wrinkly shirt host for today. Got a wonderful program for you. Fish quiz. Our fish quiz is all being based off of this. The license and statistics from the 2024 annual surveys, annual report from the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries. This is our fish quiz. They list out the top 5 fish that are caught recreationally here in North Carolina. Do you know what they are? Get pencil and paper ready because you're going to be surprised. We're going to cover the top 5 overall. Then we're going to move into the Estuarine area, the sounds, the rivers and creeks and the marshes area, find out where the top 5 are there. Then we're going to go from 0 to 3 miles out to find out what the top 5 fish caught there are. And then move offshore to find out what the top 5 offshore fish are. I'll tell you right now, there are a lot of surprises. Now, there's one thing I do want to bring up, that this is directed fishery. This isn't bycatch. This is I'm going out to go catch XYZ fish. 2 real big surprises that I'll bring up right now. Write down on your little piece of paper the fish that's going to stun you that's not on anybody's list. Doesn't make the top 5 anywhere. And there's another fish that only one time does it never appear. Just one time it does appear. All the other times it doesn't appear. And these are extremely popular fish that are in the news a lot. Also, once we get past the first 5 fish, here's another quiz for you. Where do most of the saltwater, recreational saltwater fishermen live here in North Carolina? What county? What county is the origin of saltwater fishing license holders? Where do they live? You may be surprised about that. And then finally, we're going to get into fisheries economics recreationally. Now, this 2024 annual report from the Division of Marine Fisheries, as you can see, it goes recreational, commercial, economic, and license sales. But we're just going to touch on today on the recreational. It's fun to find out what the top 5 fish are. Now, before each segment, each time we go to the 5 fish category, I'm going to show you my picks. When I saw this, I immediately made my picks, and then I looked it up. Sometimes I'm spot on, because sometimes it's kind of obvious stuff, and sometimes I am way off base. Let's start off with the top 5 fish that are caught, directed, and caught here in North Carolina. Let's take a look. Just to clarify something, because you saw that goofy little picture of me, Bill, catching the big one. Myself. And by the way, how many times have you caught yourself? Many times. Those were my picks. That's what I thought were the top 5 picks. Let's take a look at the actual information. I've got the printed up here. I'll put it up full screen. We'll go to 20. Well, look at this. Red drum, bluefish, and kingfish, which, by the way, I contacted the Division of Marine Fisheries to clarify this. The kingfish, they're talking about Virginia mullet, sea mullet. They're not talking about king mackerel, kingfish. So the top of the red drum, bluefish, and the kingfish were in the top 5 all 10 years. This covers 10 years. So all 10 years, those 3 fish are always in the top 5. Speckled trout was in the top 5 every year with the exception of 1 year, and that was in the year 2015. Now, the 5th place fish really gets kind of confusing to me because Spanish mackerel, I thought would be in there, but it is a lot, but it's replaced with croaker a lot. So croaker is a targeted fish. It's not a bycatch. And again, to stress, all of these are, as the division says, top 5 recreational species by total directed and landed fishing trips. All right, let's go on to the next category of the estuarine area, the creeks, the backwaters, the sounds, the rivers, whatnot. Here are my pick, what I thought were the top 5. Those are my pick for the top 5. Now we're starting to get into surprises. Some you just go, oh yeah, certainly, but some are very surprising, such as, all right, in the sound, in the backwaters, red drum, speckled trout are in the top 5 every year. Of the 10 years that they've covered here, the Division of Marine Fisheries, every year they're in there. Also, guess what else is in there every year? Croaker. Again, croaker is a targeted species. Now, this is where it gets confusing, and I contacted the division about this. 6 out of the past 10 years, the Division of Marine Fisheries says that a directed and landed fish in the sound, in the backwaters, is black sea bass. And I went, black sea bass? Who targets black sea bass in the sound? And one of the reasons why you don't is because they're juvenile. They ain't gonna make any kind of size limit whatsoever. So that confused me. So, oh yeah, matter of fact, 6 out of the past 10 years, they said that black sea bass are targeted and landed in the sounds in North Carolina. I found that very, very unique. This is one of the things I asked at the beginning, and this is the only time this fish is mentioned in any of these reports. In 2018, striped bass made the top 5 and caught the sound. And it's the only time striped bass is mentioned throughout this entire report. That surprised me. The other thing that surprised me was spots. And maybe it's just where I live. I live in Carteret County, particularly in the early fall time of year during the spot runs. We have what we call spot yachts. If you've ever crossed the Emerald Isle Bridge during that magical time when the spots show up, you will literally see hundreds of boats anchored up, spot fishing. Now, of course, we know you catch them off the piers and things like that, but spot only made it one time for the Estuarine area. And in 2014, 15, and 16, pigfish, more commonly called hogfish. Again, this information is coming from the Division of Marine Fisheries, their 2024 report, license and statistics. They got all sorts of recreational stuff. We're going to cover some more.
To our surprise, nowhere in the Division of Marine Fisheries report is any species of flounder listed in the top 5 most targeted and caught species in North Carolina. This includes all coastal waters. Now Bill's pick for the top fish caught in ocean waters from the surf out to 3 miles.
That's kind of an interesting category from 0 to 3 miles out. They're talking about beach, surf, all the way out to 3 miles. So they've included surf fishermen, pier fishermen, and the inshore boat fishermen, which is a wide range of fish you can catch. Again, what's in there every year? Bluefish, sea mullet, and red drum. The past 10 years, those 3 fish are always in the top 5. What I really liked is 4 out of the 10 years, what showed up in the top 5 are puffers, blowfish. One of the, if you don't know this, puffers are extremely good eating fish. One of their nicknames is chicken of the sea. But I do remember, like 30 years ago, if you went walking out on a pier when the blowfish show up, like early spring, late fall, you'd find puffers all over the pier decks. People generally would throw them down hard on the surface to make them blow up. I mean, they were dozens and dozens of them were on, but now people have caught on that they're very good to eat, and there's a very easy way to clean them too. Maybe we'll talk about that sometime. What else? No king mackerel, by the way. Out to 3 miles, no king mackerel are listed in the top 5 targeted and landed. Now, let's take a look at offshore. Here are my picks. When I think of offshore fishing, years ago I did a live, daily, every day, 260 days a year television show about the coast of North Carolina. Syndicated it through the Mid-Atlantic region. We were like 12, 15 television markets, broadcast television markets for a while. When it got to the offshore fishing report, it was always like 5 things: tuna, dolphin, wahoo, blue, white marlin. Tuna, dolphin, wahoo, blue, white marlin. Tuna, dolphin, wahoo, blue, white marlin. Year in, year out, every offshore report seemed to dictate that. But this is what, according to the Division of Marine Fisheries 2024 annual report, they say that in the top 5 species for the past 10 years, and every one of those years is dolphin, king mackerel, and here we go again, black sea bass. Now that's where I would anticipate you'd be catching black sea bass. But as you recall just a few moments ago, the division was saying in the Sound that's where they're catching. What was that number again? Let's see. 6 out of the past 10 years, that's a black sea bass are targeted species in the Sounds. And I find that very interesting. But 6 out of the past 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were black sea bass for offshore. So you got dolphin, you've got king mackerel, and then it starts getting into a hodgepodge of things like grunts and snappers, sharks even, yellowfin tuna, king mackerel. They're just kind of bits and pieces, ones and twos over the past 10 years. But no blue marlin, no white marlin, one wahoo, one yellowfin tuna, one little toonie, and that's the offshore species, the top 5 of the targeted and landed species according to the Division of Marine Fisheries. I just find that interesting.
Top 5 North Carolina counties ranked by the number of residents holding a coastal recreational fishing license.
Where in North Carolina are the saltwater fishing license holders? For all 10 years, with one little exception, for all 10 years, it never changes. Wake County's number 1, Raleigh. Onslow County, number 2, Jacksonville. New Hanover County, Wilmington, number 3. Brunswick County, number 4. And Carteret County, number 5. All 10 years. All 10 years. Those are the 5 counties where most of the saltwater fishing licenses are. So you can see if I can do it. Raleigh, coastline. Raleigh, coastline. And to be quite honest with you, if you wonder why there's such battles going on in between the commercial and recreational fishermen, well, you got Raleigh fighting the coastline. It's clear. It's like the North against the South. Just to be honest with you about it, there is one exception. That's in the year 2020, where Carteret County got booted out of the top 5 by Johnston County. Johnston County in year 2020 was the 5th county with the most recreational saltwater fishermen. And for those of you who might not be familiar where Johnston County is, it's connected to Wake County, Raleigh. So that little area there, that was the Yankees. I know that's going to upset somebody. They booted out the South. They booted out Carteret County. Anyway, I find that very, very interesting. And last but not least,
economic impacts of coastal recreational fishing in North Carolina over the last 10 years.
Now, over the past 10 years, let's look at this. The last year that they do is 2023. Economic impact of recreational fishing here in North Carolina. There are 28,898 jobs. They'll come back to me. I contacted the division about this. I had questions about what is output impacts, what is income impacts. Explain this to me, and they did. The income impacts are salaries, basically the money people made, and the output impacts is the overall money of recreational fishing here in North Carolina, and it is expressed in thousands of dollars. So those numbers you see, add 3 zeros at the end. So with almost 29,000 jobs in 2023, there's $1.4 billion in income. And on the output, on overall revenue generated with recreational saltwater fishing, it's $3.7 billion. That's a lot of dollars. Now, what I find interesting, look all the way down at 2014. Look at the estimated jobs. This is both full and part-time jobs, by the way, here in North Carolina. It's almost 41,000. It's 40,709. And notice how it declines almost year to year to year to year. To last year, it was only almost 29,000. Why? Why have we lost? I didn't do the math in advance on what that percentage is, but why have we lost so many jobs? But with that said, look at the income. 10 years ago, it was 1.1 billion. Now it's 1.4 billion. and we've got 12,000 less employed people. So the dollar amount has gone up. Matter of fact, I did math on that. It was like we went from $28.50 per person to $50 per person. Why the decline in employees? Is it the modern age? Is it the internet that's doing it? I don't know. But I do find it very fascinating. $3.7 billion is what recreational fishing here in North Carolina represents. Again, this has all come from the Licensed Statistics 2024 annual report from the North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries. They cover recreational, they cover commercial, they cover all sorts of economics, they cover licenses and all. It's about a 400-page document. Again, you can download it at the division website. So go to their website, download this, some fascinating information. I'll leave you with this. If you've got a show idea, a topic, whatever that you would like to discuss for us to do, email me, billhitchcock@mail.com, 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 and we'll see if we can get on to it or post it there at YouTube. And please don't forget to like this video, this segment's on YouTube. And here's one of the reasons why. The way YouTube works, when you like something, when you subscribe something, it remembers the subject matter that you liked or subscribed to, and then it will start suggesting to you more videos, more channels that are like that. So if you like saltwater stuff, like this, subscribe to this, and YouTube will automatically start suggesting other sites that are along that same vein. Enough of me, gotta go. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Bill Hitchcock, bye.